www.youtube.com/TAPKAC. Chris is Hungry, a show involving cooking and other things. Episode 17, second of 2 segments. Chili Mac. All material including music, monologues, and artwork by Christopher D. Hampton at Facebook, TAPKAC Chris at Twitter, also known as X nowadays. Hello folks, and it's Chris, and it's 4 hours later, and after assembling this chili, which is going to become Chili Mac. Now, just to recap, we had two 15 ounce cans of diced tomatoes, two approximately 15 ounce cans of kidney beans, 2 approximately 8 ounce cans of green chilies, and 1 pound of ground beef, drained, cooked up and drained of the grease and other monkey muck. And then to spice it up, we had 3 teaspoons of chili powder. Now I do have to I misread something. It's supposed to be 3 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of oregano leaves, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And so you mix that all up, and that's good just by itself. You can just leave it like that, and it's going to be wonderful. Or, as I also said, you could add things, like in my case, to this I added 15 ounces of potatoes. It was diced tomatoes, but this, when you see this, it's going to be the second shooting of this, so where I have sliced potatoes, and let's see, another pound of ground meat, which was ground hot and spicy sausage, and 8 ounces of shredded sharp cheddar, which I shredded myself, and 8 ounces of pepper jack cheese, which I also shredded myself, and oh yes, in the original part where you just leave it by itself, don't forget to take a nice big onion and chop it up and dice it up and possibly turn it into a smoothie and pour that in there. So anyway, now we have that, and there it is. And let me put that right here. And to add even more substance to make this last even longer, and by the way, this whole thing only costs, well, I was taking a look at the receipt, and it turns out I spent more like $15 to $18, but it feeds for quite a while. So let's get this out, and like I said, to add substance, let's put this into the Jolly Green Giant here, and get the plastic going right there, like that. So we get a 16 ounce box of elbow macaroni just by itself, no cheese powder or anything, and just take that and dump it in there like that. Okay. And hey, I said, yeah. So that gets in there. Let's get our nice clean mixing spoon and that up a bit, more than a bit. Okay, and let's have a look at the results. So, let's see, we got there, and you there, and you, and you there, 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 and let's see. And let's put that right there. Let's get a good shot of that. Okay. Ah, there, that's a bit more colorful. Alright, so chili mac, and it lasts for quite a few days if it's just you, and it might last 2 or 3 days even if you're cooking for more. So let me put that, well, let's just leave that right there. And anyway, so on the weekends, everybody likes to get, you know, a nice little end of the work week feast. And sometimes, well, what are we going to have for a feast? And maybe a feast that'll last for the entire weekend. Are we going to get burgers and hot dogs? Are we going to get, you know, are we going to get, you know, like, going to go to a Mexican or Hispanic themed place and get, you know, tacos and burritos? Or are we going to get Chinese or Chinese themed or Asian themed? Are we going to get, what? What are we going to get? And I'm thinking, well, wouldn't it be great if, you know, it's like, I'd like to have this, I'd like to have that, I'd like to have the other, but I would have to drive from this place to that place to that place to that place, and, you know, to get a little bit of this, that, the other, and the fourth. And so I'm thinking to myself one day, wouldn't it be great if all these things were under one roof? You know, you go to places like Walmart or Kmart, or when Kmart was a thing, or Costco, or Sam's Club, or BJ, and they have everything under one roof. They got groceries, they got pet supplies, they got furniture, they got you know, household cleaning products, and they got you know, just everything under one roof. And I think, why don't we have restaurants like that? Why don't we have a place where you can just go under one roof and get this, that, the other, the fourth, and blah 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 blah. And I'm thinking, well, Chris, maybe this is something you could start. You can have, where people can get a pizza and they can get this and that, and so then the other side of my brain is kind of thinking, you know, excuse me, Chris, yeah, we already have that. It's called the food court at the mall. Boy, do I feel stupid. So, whoops, silly me. And in mention of varieties of restaurants, wouldn't it be, one thing I never understood was the term Mediterranean food. Is like, well, what part of the Mediterranean is it? Because the Mediterranean Sea, let's see, there's the entire northern coast of Africa, there's, you know, all the eastern countries where the Abrahamic religions are, and there's Greece, there's Turkey, there's Italy, almost all of Italy except for maybe the top border, because it's, you know, that part's landlocked. You got the east coast of Spain, a portion of France, etc. And so, what part of the Mediterranean is it? You know, because technically, if you order a pizza, wouldn't that be? If pizza is, you know, quote unquote, spawned from Italy, wouldn't that count as having Mediterranean? So, I don't know, just one of those. It just seems like a vague term. So, which part of the Mediterranean can actually claim we are Mediterranean? And speaking of another thing regarding restaurants, especially independently owned places, and just that have their own thing going, and so some of these places have a little contest where they might have like a giant burger about this big, where they take something and it's kind of like a CD holder, only it's about this big. So they put the heel, then patty with bacon and cheese in between, and then finally the dressings, and then finally the bun on top, and that, or maybe the 5-pound omelet, or the 8-pound steak, and if you finish it, then it's free, and maybe you get your picture taken and a certificate. And when you see all the pictures of all the winners, they always look like this, because they just ate a gargantuous amount of food, more than they could usually fit, so they always look like this. Yeah. It is kind of silly. Anyway, so I'll put a copy of the just leave it there recipe in the comments below, or excuse me, the description below, and let me leave you with some music. Hope you're doing well.